The sky is dark and quiet. A deep, black ocean stretches from horizon to horizon. Suddenly, a shape moves through this darkness. It is not a bird. It is not a normal plane. It is a flying wing, a ghostly triangle cutting through the night. This is the B-2 Spirit, America's stealth bomber. It flies unseen and unheard, a silent hunter on a mission. A technological marvel designed to be invisible. Far away, another giant stirs. On a brightly lit airfield, a different kind of beast prepares for flight. This is China's Xian H-6. It is a big, powerful bomber with a long history. It has been upgraded many times. Its engines roar to life, a sound of pure power that shakes the ground. The H-6 is not a ghost like the B-2. It is a dragon, a symbol of strength and endurance. It carries new, advanced missiles under its long wings. It is a classic warrior updated for a new age of combat, ready to show its strength. The B-2 Spirit continues its journey deep into enemy territory. Its mission is to strike a target that is heavily guarded. The B-2's stealth technology is its shield, allowing it to slip past radar like a phantom. The stage is set for a clash of two very different ideas about air combat. The B-2 Spirit is famous for one thing above all else: stealth. This means it is very hard to see on radar. The plane's shape is the key to its invisibility. It has no tail. It looks like a giant boomerang. The flying wing design scatters radar waves away instead of reflecting them back to the radar station. The B-2 is covered in special radar-absorbent paint that soaks up radar signals like a sponge. But the B-2 is more than just a stealthy shape. It is a long-range bomber. It can fly over 6,000 miles without needing to refuel, like flying from New York to Beijing. With aerial refueling, its range is almost unlimited. It can take off from its US base and strike anywhere in the world, then fly back. Its speed is subsonic, slower than the speed of sound. That saves fuel and helps it remain quiet, crucial for staying undetected. Inside its belly, the B-2 can carry a massive amount of weapons. 2 large bomb bays can hold up to 40,000 pounds of munitions, conventional unguided bombs, GPS-guided smart bombs, laser-guided smart bombs. It can also carry very large weapons like the massive ordnance penetrator. That bomb is built to destroy deeply buried targets. The cockpit tech is incredibly advanced. The plane is flown by just 2 pilots. They sit surrounded by computer screens. Computers help navigate, manage weapons, and monitor stealth systems. Stealth, range, payload, technology. Together they make the B-2 a unique and powerful aircraft. The Xian H-6 has a very long and interesting history. Its story begins not in China, but in the Soviet Union. The H-6 is based on an old Soviet bomber from the 1950s called the Tupolev Tu-16. China received the license to build this plane many decades ago. While the basic shape of the H-6 still looks like its old ancestor, it is a very different machine on the inside. China has spent many years upgrading and improving the H-6, turning an old design into a modern weapon. It is a great example of how an old platform can be given new life. The biggest changes to the H-6 are its engines and its weapons. The newest versions, like the H-6K and the H-6N, feature new and more powerful, more fuel-efficient engines. This gives the bomber better range, allowing it to fly farther than ever before. It can patrol large areas of the ocean and threaten targets that are far from China's coast. The range of the H-6K is estimated to be around 2,200 miles, making it a serious strategic bomber for the region. It is a key part of China's growing military power. The real power of the modern H-6 comes from the weapons it carries. Instead of dropping bombs directly, it acts as a launch platform for long-range cruise missiles. It can carry 6 or more of these large missiles under its wings. They can be fired from hundreds or even thousands of miles away from the target. This constant evolution shows how China has taken an old, reliable airframe and adapted it for modern warfare. The old dragon has learned many new and dangerous tricks. Comparing the B-2 Spirit and the Xian H-6 is like comparing a surgeon's scalpel to a blacksmith's hammer. The biggest difference is really their core design philosophy. The B-2 is built around stealth technology. Its entire purpose is to be invisible and to penetrate deep into the most heavily defended enemy airspace. Its structure is made of advanced composite materials. Its shape is a carefully engineered piece of art designed to defeat radar. It is a product of immense technological investment. The Xian H-6, on the other hand, comes from a completely different era of aircraft design. Its structure is a conventional metal airframe, large, strong, easy to see on radar. It makes no attempt to be stealthy. Its strength is in carrying a large number of very powerful missiles, long-range missiles. The H-6 is a standoff weapon platform, Designed to stay far from the fight and launch from relative safety, it's a practical, cost-effective solution. In terms of technology, the B-2 is in a league of its own. Flight control systems, sensor fusion, low observable features. Maintaining a B-2 is difficult and costly. The H-6, while updated with modern electronics and engines, remains fundamentally simpler and more robust. Easier and cheaper to build and maintain, which means China can afford many more H-6s in service compared to the tiny fleet of just 20 B-2s. This leads to a clear difference in weaknesses. In a realistic battle scenario, the B-2 Spirit would operate alone or in a very small group. Its mission would be a first night of war type of strike. It would fly deep into enemy territory under the cover of darkness. Its primary targets would be command and control centers, key radar installations, air defense sites. The B-2's job is to kick down the door, disabling the enemy's eyes and ears. The B-2 would use its stealth to avoid a fight entirely. It would fly at high altitude, following a carefully planned route to avoid known threats. The goal is to get in, drop its precision-guided bombs on the target, and get out without the enemy ever knowing what hit them. The Xian H-6 would use completely opposite tactics. It would never fly alone deep into well-defended airspace. Instead, a group of H-6 bombers would operate as part of a much larger, coordinated attack force. They would fly under the protection of friendly fighter jets, and be supported by airborne early warning and control aircraft. Their position would be hundreds of miles away from the front lines, often over friendly territory or international waters. From this safe distance, a wave of H-6 bombers would launch a massive volley of cruise missiles all at once. This is known as a saturation attack. The goal is to overwhelm the enemy's defenses by firing so many missiles at the same time that some are guaranteed to get through. The targets would be large, strategic assets like aircraft carriers, military bases, logistical hubs. The H-6's role is not that of a silent assassin, but of a heavy artillery piece in the sky. In the end, asking who would win between a B-2 Spirit and a Xian H-6 is like asking whether a sniper or an artillery cannon is better. They are both powerful weapons, designed for different missions and playing by different rules. They would likely never meet in a direct dogfight. The B-2 is a unique masterpiece of technology. Near invisibility to radar lets it go where no other bomber can go. The ultimate tool for surgical strikes against the most protected targets, a true ghost of the battlefield. The B-2's importance, qualitative edge, unique capabilities. A special purpose tool incredibly expensive and produced in very small numbers. Strategy, technological superiority and single precise blows. Meant to be felt but never seen. The Xian H-6 is a symbol of practical, persistent evolution. An older design transformed into a modern threat. Its role, a flying missile arsenal. Not about stealth or finesse, about overwhelming enemies with massive, long-range missile barrages, projecting force across the Pacific and forming a cornerstone of strategy. A workhorse, dependable and powerful. The H-6's importance, quantitative advantage, numbers, reliability, sheer volume of firepower. Each bomber is suited to its nation's doctrine, two different but equally valid paths to 21st century air power. If you enjoyed this comparison of these incredible aircraft, make sure to subscribe to SNB Creation for more military analysis and aircraft breakdowns. Thanks for watching. And remember, in the world of military aviation, there's always more than meets the eye.